up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, boys. We are doing something we haven't done in a very long time. Do you notice you can't hear any exhaust or anything like that? Yes, guys, today we're driving a bone stock 1987 automatic Mustang GT. And I just had to do this video. We get so wrapped up in modifying and doing crazy stuff with these Fox bodies. We're coming back full circle today, boys, with a bone stock 87 GT. So let's say you're new to the game. You had a couple of questions about a stock Fox body. Number one, is it fast? That's to the floor. No, guys, stock form, a Fox body is not fast. Makes great torque though. They sound great and they're a lot of fun. That's how they reel you in. So another question, are they comfortable? Do they have creature comforts to make your driving experience more pleasurable? No. Power windows, locks, air if you're lucky. That's about it. Power steering, obviously. But not even a cup holder. No airbags in this one. We die like real men. But that's not the point. So are they incredibly good looking? Do they handle well? Stop well? I personally think they're incredibly good looking, but no, they don't handle well. No, they don't stop well from the factory. But again, not the point. Not bad from a roll. 273 gears, AOD, bone stock engine, and it will still put a smile on your face. Not only that, but guys, this car is almost 34 years old and will still put a smile on your face in bone stock form. That is the point. Alright guys, so you're probably asking yourself, so what's the point? Again, what's the point of these cars? And I can't really put it into words. A lot of what makes these cars so special is the way that people feel that see them now that grew up with them as kids. You know, these cars were on the dealership lots when I was in middle school, you know, and then, you know, once I got to high school, the 94s had came in. But I remember as a kid seeing these cars brand new, and like the way the exhaust sounded and the way they looked, and you know, they were so unique as far as you know, the aero design on the front end. They were almost like futuristic looking, because a lot of cars back then still had the square lights. And it was just seeing these cars was an experience with the ground effects and the louvered taillights. It left an impression on me and a whole lot of other people, especially you guys that are watching these. These cars got under your skin. So you get under the hood of one of these, and you know, for the time they made fantastic power. You know, 225 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque. You know, these things for the time were amazing as far as acceleration. And this specific one has the original smog pump still hooked up. If you look right there, still has the air intake silencer. Those are the first things that most people got rid of on these cars, and finding them still like this, still retaining all those parts, is rare. I mean, most of them, the deal with these cars was they were modded almost from the get-go. They were affordable, they were attainable, you know, to working class people like you and I, and you know, they could have a cool car and still have the money to do modifications too. And that's why you don't see a lot of these cars in this type of shape. Yes, unfortunately the car was primered and doesn't look all that great at the moment, but the body's nice and solid underneath. But if you come inside, this car is absolutely untouched. How often do you see the graphic equalizer? And yes, it definitely works. It still works.
How about you? So visit T-Mobile.
It's absolutely amazing to see that. The air still works. All of the gauges still work. The windows work. You know, obviously it's got its issues, but overall, just finding one like this still rides on the original turbines. Doesn't even have weld-in flow masters. I'm telling you, with a paint job and some light you know, interior resto, this would be an amazing little car. So I know you're probably asking, especially if you're in the hunt for a Fox, you know, what would you pay for something like this? Guys, there's no way I can answer that. If this came from Wisconsin, it would probably be rusted out and wouldn't be worth much of anything. Down south, where we don't have, you know, rust issues to deal with, the salt, you're gonna pay a lot more, because, you know, it's a 34-year-old car that's absolutely 100% rust free. That's impossible to find. Let's go back to reality. Yeah, you're gonna pay a decent amount for a bone stock Fox Body Mustang, okay? But the reality is, once you get it, it basically needs everything. It needs paint. It's gonna need tires, lots of interior resto. You know, who knows? Right now it's good under the hood. The engine's, you know, solid and primo, but again, it's original engine and original trans, so no guarantees made there. Just manage your expectations. Remember, when you get into something like this, you're gonna have to pay a decent amount to get it, and then you're gonna have to spend a whole lot more to get it, you know, where you want it, whether it's show quality or just, you know, full resto, whatever. You're gonna pay for it. It's so quiet. You have no idea how long it's been since I've been a Fox Body that is this quiet. It's amazing. And an AOD. So, in a nutshell, I know there's a lot of questions. I get the emails and the DMs every day about these old cars. And unfortunately, when it comes to value, what should I do with this? What should I do with that? How much should I pay? Should I modify? Should I not? I can't answer all those questions for you, because each situation is 100% different. You know, the car is different, your budgets, your needs, all that's different. Yes, guys, it's 100 degrees out here. Sorry, I'm sweating. Here's the deal, guys. Everybody and their mother is looking for a Fox Body. And you can buy them like this, which we'll talk about that in a minute, or you can find them like this. Either way, it's an old car. You better be prepared to do some work. Alright, guys, and you know, one thing we've never really talked about is buying a roller project. And you know, that's a viable option. There's a lot of these, guys. There's a ton of these cars that have been taken apart. Someone started a project and then didn't finish it. There's a ton of them. Now, some of them are just, you know, someone went in a different direction, you know, so they pulled the drivetrain out to put in something else. I mean, there's so many different ways to get a roller. You got a notch here. This is not an original V8 car. You've got a GT here that was an original V8 car. So you've got different levels of what you need. Like, you take 4 to 8, we had to swap everything to make it an EF550. If you're making a race car, 4-cylinder, a V8 probably isn't going to matter a whole heck of a lot. So bear that in mind too. You know, rollers are good options, but you need to know what you're doing on the front end to know if you're actually getting a good deal or not. A bunch of stuff you're not going to use and you probably won't be able to sell for much just because it's there. That's not going to help you. All right, so another common misconception I see is everybody says, oh, the V8, the original V8 cars are better if you're doing a build. No, they're not. They've got all the same welds. They've got all the same body. Actually, if you want to get technical, the 4-cylinder cars are a better option if you're doing a full-on build, because they haven't been beat on, the body hasn't been strained, the torque boxes probably haven't been ripped out, the body hasn't been twisted from a lot of power, so on and so forth. So if you really want to get technical, for a full-on build, a 4-cylinder X 4-cylinder car is going to be your better option. All right, guys, last and final thing I see about these cars, and this is applicable to any car really, is the rebuilt titles, you know, the junk titles, stuff like that. Cars have rebuilt titles for many different reasons, and not all of them means the car was a total loss and, you know, was salvaged or whatever. It doesn't always mean that way. It could just mean, you know, it had enough damage to the market value at the time, it wasn't worth it, and so the owner wanted to cash out and keep the car. So what I want you to do is take a trained eye. If you see a car that may have a salvage or rebuilt title, reconstructed, whatever they call it in your state, give the car time, look it over and just see, because a lot of times just because it has that moniker on there, on that title, has absolutely zero to do with the structural integrity of the car, or, you know, whether or not it's worth asking price or anything else along those lines. Now, there are cars that are junk and that were half-assed put back together. Steer clear of those unless it's like for parts. But many times that little thing on your title doesn't mean a whole lot of anything. All right, guys, so I hope this video was helpful. Hope you got a little bit of, you know, decent information about it. I'm sorry for all the OG guys. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys already know this, but we get every day there's people that know nothing about these cars, have never owned one, and they're wanting to get into them. The popularity for these cars, along with the value, is going through the roof. And so day in and day out, new people are wanting to get into the game, and, you know, this kind of information is very helpful. So I'm sorry, I apologize to my OG guys. We're trying to help people as much as bring value and entertain and all of that. That's what we do. So in the meantime, if you got some value out of this video and you enjoyed it, big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We will catch you on the next one.